I just want to figure out some ways, because we can't quite try to document little people like Bigfoot. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it since me and you've been friends. What are some? There's got to be some methods that we can get some kind of evidence on little.
Other than footprints, and they're only seen if they want you to see them.
Yeah, well, it is similar to Bigfoot in that one.
Yeah. And they are people, and not a great ape. Difference in intelligence.
Well, I would have to say that they're probably more intelligent than Bigfoot. Not necessarily better at adapting or living in the woods, but in terms of their cognitive thinking, I would think they would be a little bit better.
What, yes? No?
No, I don't know. But I just don't want to leave no trash back here. If you want to, I'll just put it in my garbage can.
There you go.
You can carry cameras, and you can carry trash.
You want to find little people, other than doing research and finding out where lore is. You have to see, they have to have a viable food source, and whether they eat deer or fish.
Mm-hmm.
And they all live underground. Well, except for the red caps and the Dewandis, they just come wherever they feel like it.
I'm going to have to look up red caps, because I don't think that I've heard of them before.
Well, they're usually described as like a poltergeist type thing, but then you go on to read the description and it's a gnome. They wear red caps because they used to hide in castles. Old castles, abandoned castles. And when people would stay overnight, they would kill them and then put their hat in their blood, and that's why they're called red caps. Yeah, gnomes, comties, missies, red caps, leprechauns, they're all one type of gnome. And then there's the imps.
Now, and how would you compare, I know hobbits are fictional, how would you compare a gnome to a hobbit? I'm realizing that a hobbit's a fictional character.
Oh, that's what they called the Homo floresiensis, is the hobbit. You would think they'd kind of live in the same way? Yeah, I would imagine so. They're very family oriented.
That's what I was thinking a gnome would be kind of like a hobbit.
But the hobbit is the Ibu-Gogo. But they were covered in hair, and when they...
Well, hobbits have hairy feet, right?
Yep.
Big hairy feet. And they never wear shoes, even in the winter, right?
Right. There's also goblins and there's imps. They kind of look like Golem.
Oh, isn't there a golem outside of the J.R. Tolkien world, or Was that just something totally that Tolkien came up with?
Well, a lot of his stuff is based on stories and on their mythology.
Yeah, exactly. Because he didn't invent elves and stuff like that.
No.
But he adapted all that to his story.
Yep.
He adapted the myths to his story. But I think I heard Gollum's name in some other stories. I wasn't sure.
But there is a book, I think it's called The Cimmerian. I might be wrong. But it's more about that world.
Mm-hmm.
After he died, his son found a whole bunch of things, a lot of it repeated.
Mm-hmm.
The same ideas and whatnot. But J.R.R. Tolkien was a smart man. When he was in the army, he made up his own code that only his wife knew. So, because he wasn't allowed to tell her things that he was doing.
Oh, I didn't know that. This is when we heard that
Oh, yeah.
up on the hill when we first came up. I don't know if that was, I thought it was a deer at first, but then the way it was sounding, I don't know.
It's hard to tell in leaves.
It is hard to tell, but I know this one area I go into that there's a bear there, and it's been there, and I haven't seen it in person, but I keep catching this butt on my trail camera. And I've heard a deer, seen a deer, but I heard that and it's a little bit different. So at first I thought it was a deer, but then all of a sudden, when it continued, it reminded me of hearing that in that bear area. And even though I haven't seen him, I just come to think, well, that's the bear. That's that big. He's a big boy too.
Is that big black bear?
Yeah, the big black bear. I just come to think, well, that's him. I never seen. He's doing what bears do. I mean, bears, unless really you run up on one and catch one by surprise. I mean, if they hear you, you're not going to see them.
Yep.
But it's, what you hear and how you interpret it. That's that same frog. I saw him this morning.
Where?
You got your light right on. That's the same one.
Oh, it's a toad.
Yeah.
It's a
I
toad.
filmed him. This morning. He got that same, he's got a funny hop.
Did you just get a spider web?
No, I didn't get one. I think you were just ahead of me. You got it. Plus, the way I got this thing up in front of me, it'd be knocking down spider web.